Good morning, pregame crew. It is Wednesday, August 23rd, 2023, 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:21 a.m. Eastern. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. I hope you are well. I'm going to say hello to my friends, do a few chart requests. We'll get started officially in 8 minutes. Good morning, Andre, Rob. Hey, Marvin. Hey, Tom. Greg, John, 374 Geo Guitar, Alnick, Al. Hey, Fernando, Homebody. Gino, good morning. Hey, Todd Father. Beautiful, wonderful name. Hey, Mila. Hey, Topher. Happy NVDA to you. NVDA Day. There you go. B-Hawk, Mike, Card Lady. Jody Mal. Hey, Tess. I thought that said Mr. Gangster. Mr. Gugster. Thank you, Rob. Hey, Al, Scotty. Good morning. Hey, Hector. A new Santiago. Yeah, hit the like button. Tell him, Tammy, my friend. Hey, Natasha. Good morning. Hey, Basque. Yeah, I like XLE. You know I like XLE because the oil weekly chart, it has a beautiful chart. All right. Yep, dollar's moving higher. We had some European data out last night, and the dollar is moving on that. Yep, Tesla looks weak. They had some news this morning. All right, so I guess the first chart request is XLE. Yeah, this squeeze on XLE looks great. It's very similar to the squeeze on oil. It's beautiful. We have our second weekly inside bar forming potential weekly bull flag. Potential monthly head and shoulders. Never mind, that's not as well developed. Daily, we're just chopping sideways, building pressure. Oil is weak. Oil needs to hold 78.20 or XLE could get another leg down. Good morning. Basque, Success, Bowtie, Anthony, DeCrow. Hey, E Cubed, Average Guy, Ella. Hey, Duke. Good morning. Do y'all have any more chart requests? Again, I typed up a ton of stuff to talk about. And it's like, how am I going to cover this in 30 minutes, 25 minutes? We'll do it, though. We'll figure it out. I have been sleepy 2 days in a row. I don't know what is going on. Super sleepy. I just need more coffee. That's probably the world's answer to whatever problem. What's ailing you? Whatever's ailing you, drink more coffee. SoFi, okay. Potential daily bear flag. Doesn't look good. Here's a simple litmus test. You could give me any chart and just give me this data point and I'd be able to tell you the health of the chart. It's important to be able to use all this extra information that we keep on our charts for a reason. And if we don't use it, throw it away. But RSI is a great tool and a little tip trick to help me with the most likely scenario as a guide. It kind of serves as a guidepost. And RSI is below 50. This is a weak stock, period. It makes it so simple. RSI below 50, weak. Above 50, relatively strong. So you just pop that sucker right there. So I know bounces are for shorting on this name. Bounces are for shorting. I go over Tesla every day, so I'll go over it now, but I'd normally go over it once the show starts. So we're below 22955, yesterday's low. We are gapping down. Gap rules apply. If we're unable to fill the gap and re-enter yesterday's range, that means the bears are large and in charge and in control of this chart. A daily lower high is still the more likely scenario. Didn't even notice that we double top with Tuesday's high. Tuesday from last week. Today's going to be a great day. Yeah, Tesla's pretty weak. Again, if Tesla's unable to fill the gap and return above 22955, let's say it were to stair step in that direction and then turn down, that is a short signal. Tess, you need a vacation, or is that what I need as a vacation? SMCI I like it short. Here's the thing. SMCI and Nvidia are joined at the hip. They have a relationship. You'll have to look it up if you want the pertinent details, because I don't have those. I just know that SMCI shot up over here. Let's see, that was May 24th. And Nvidia's earnings were May 24th. So they shot up because of their direct correlation. So understanding that correlation, would you hold SMCI long going into today? Would you hold it long going into earnings after hours for Nvidia? I wouldn't. So daily lower high is the more likely scenario. And I actually have it in my movers and shakers as a top fish setup. So I would be looking at top fish 263.77. And I'm not basing that just on Nvidia earnings. That's just extra information. The daily lower high is the more likely scenario. Microsoft, we're inside yesterday's range. We're neatly tucked inside yesterday's range. We could remain inside today. Who knows? We had a big move up yesterday. We broke this downtrend line on Monday and we got this push up, but we're still running into the 21 EMA overhead. We have a daily higher high. However, a weekly lower high is anticipated. I don't know that I see a clear setup. Just EQ, equilibrium on the hourly chart. I need a vacation. I'm going to LSU game in November. I'm excited about that. I'm going for my birthday and my kids are going. LSU football. Is there anything better? Let me answer that. No, there isn't. All right, y'all ready to get started? We still have another minute. Baba, fat in, okay. We're tucked neatly inside yesterday's range, close, oop, that's not right. We're closer to the low than we are to the high, so that makes it a little bit weaker. Hang Seng was green overnight, just slightly green, kind of muddled. Baba got a bull push yesterday on Baidu earnings, and then they gave it all back. Tough chart. Daily isn't tough, though. Daily lower high anticipated. So bears are just looking for a place to enter short on this name. Come on. Clemson. Come on. Gamecock. No. Meta, a daily lower high is anticipated. We're neatly tucked in yesterday's range. I would be looking more bearish than bullish on this name. And I have 6 bearish names today that I'm looking at. All bearish. That tells me a lot about the market. So, y'all ready to get started? Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. If you want to take a look at my Twitter or X or whatever and give me a follow at Chart Gal Lori on this gobbledygook platform. I don't even know what to call it anymore. If it's X, what are we doing when we're tweeting? Are we twatting? I don't know. It's so confusing. LSU girls basketball is amazing. Yep, we have data today, and I'll go over that. So this is a show where I show you this table, and I tell you what I'm looking for as far as the thesis of the day. I have my notes off screen, and I save those for TCG members, and I copy and paste them over in our Slack room, which looks like this, our Slack room. I will copy and paste those over when I am done. I'm getting a message. Is there a sound problem? Nope. Okay. That's right, Fat End. Tell them. So we're looking more bearish than bullish today. We have our economic calendar. We just had some data come out at 8 a.m. We have more data coming out at 9:45 and 10 a.m. This is one of those weird days where not only do we have data coming out after the market opens, we have 2 data points coming out after the market opens. So I always set my clock for that. And just to update, because I haven't been talking about a lot, the Iron Condor strategy on SPY, on SPX that I shared, that I did in July. And I told y'all it's been bumpy in August, that I haven't been doing it. I did it yesterday. I don't think I'm going to do it today. So it did work yesterday, but overall the volatility has picked up immensely. With volatility up, selling premium doesn't work as well. All right. So Hang Seng was up 0.31. What's DAX doing right now? It was slightly down when I looked. Oh, it's green. It turned green. Let me hit that. Okay, well that changed that a little bit. So I was trying to come up with an analogy of how I feel every morning with not the pressure, but with this show. And I need to come up with what's the game plan for the day. And I feel like I'm the coach, and I'm telling you, if they throw this at us, this is what we're going to do. So hang with me. If you don't play basketball or know basketball references, that's okay. I think you'll still get it. If in basketball, if I'm the coach and I send y'all out there in the first quarter, we've never played this team before. We don't even know what their strength is. And they bring a zone defense. And then I call a timeout and I say, hey, we're changing the play. Our offense needs to look like X in order to get through the zone defense. If they bring man to man, I'm going to say, okay, we're going to screen often to get the jumpers on baseline, whatever. And that's how I feel every morning. It's like, I don't know what they're going to throw at us once the buzzer sounds. The buzzer's going to sound. Defense is going to come out. Offense is going to come out. I don't know who's going to be hot. Is it going to be Steph Curry? Is it going to be Michael Jordan? Like, who's going to be hot? Who's not? And once I know that information, then I change my game plan. So I showed you this last week and it's gotten uglier because I had to redraw it. But it's like I'm waiting. I'm looking at these resistance lines because in my head, I'm more bearish than bullish today. And I say, okay, what are they going to bring my way at these key levels? Will it be a rising wedge? Will it be equilibrium, 5-minute overbought, head and shoulder, stair step? What are they bringing my way? And I have to call an audible and say, time out, time out. We have to change the plan because things are different. So who are the key players today that I'm going to be watching at market open to give me clues as to how this game could or should develop? XLV and XLF. To me, they hold the key for today. QQQ has been bouncing and leading this charge all on its own. Let's look how we closed yesterday. Look, yesterday, right here, where I'm shaking my arrow, shaking my tail feather, XLK, we were below VWAP. XLV, we were below VWAP. XLY, below VWAP. XLF, below VWAP. XLC, below VWAP. XLI below VWAP, you get the picture. Apple and semiconductors. Apple was one of the stronger names yesterday, Microsoft and Google, and everything else was weak. So today, that means XLF, you got to get off your duff and you got to get to moving. XLV, you have to move. If XLF and XLV can't get a bounce going today, that does not bode well for the market because QQQ has been pulling this truck all by its lonesome. Well, it needs some help, and XLF and XLV is where to look for it. XLV started bouncing this morning, and I noticed a squeeze. Zexting. Okay, there you go, Al. Okay, so we have a squeeze on XLV. Will this erupt into bull behavior today? Maybe. We closed yesterday with a daily inside bar. How this daily inside bar resolves will be key for the market going forward. Will this be a hurry up and wait day as we wait for Nvidia earnings? Maybe. And we have Nvidia earnings after hours today, and that is going to be crucial to this market. I feel like Nvidia has whipped around this market all year. And especially this week, Monday and Tuesday, it whipped around the market back and forth. So I'm expecting more of the same from Nvidia. So Nvidia has been so volatile. Do people just sit on their hands today and volume dry up and they say, hey, we're just going to let this day be an inside bar. We're going to wait till we see Nvidia earnings. That's highly possible too. XLV will have a big hand in that, and XLF. XLF is in a daily downtrend. On the weekly chart, we're looking for a weekly higher low at the 50 MA. This is as good a place as any to put in that weekly higher low. We have had downgrades from Fitch. downgrades from yada yada on our banking system. So banks have not been looking good. We lost our key daily moving averages, and 4 hours not oversold. Hourly barely got oversold yesterday, and we're down testing the low of yesterday. So let's kind of walk through what could happen here. If we were to break the low of yesterday and not get a ton of follow through and reverse, that would be a good sign for the market. That's not a check mark. This is a check mark. If we could break the low of yesterday without a lot of follow through and then bounce, that would be a healthy recovery for XLF, and we could look for that possible weekly higher low. XLV, we need the squeeze to fire to the long side, take out the high of yesterday, which we are right now. See right there. We've taken out the high of yesterday right now. Now, we on any pullback, we need to hold that high of yesterday and turn and burn. And then that could salvage the market. Y'all see where I'm heading? I'm taking the focus off of QQQ because QQQ has ran so hard. And I'm saying, who else is going to step up and help the bulls win this fight and possibly put in a daily higher low or a 4 hour higher low? So now we have an equilibrium on the 4 hour chart. It's all about yesterday's low for me. Whoever holds yesterday's low and bounces, that is bullish. Man, this is 2 days in a row. I'm sleepy and I'm thirsty. That tells me something about my body is off. Sorry about the water in your ear. That sounds disgusting. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so we're looking for a 4 hour higher low on ES. Daily lower high is the more likely scenario, and we've most likely put that in. Now, are we going to put in a 4 hour higher low, or are we going to drop to a lower low? Again, XLF and XLV, I think, hold the key and the answer to that. Hola, Joka. And if you're putting chart names in the chat, just know that the purpose of this show is to get you ready for the trading day. If you have chart requests that you are turned and you need those answered, those are answered in the TCG chat room. We have a request ticker thread 3 times a day, and you get ticker request thread, all of your ticker requests answered. Okay, NASDAQ, let me show you the fibs. From the high of last Tuesday to the low of last Friday, we bounced, let me zoom in here, we bounced about 70%. So we have enough room for a daily higher low on NQ. We have enough room. We're opening up inside yesterday's range. Like a rain stick. That's just being nice to me, super nice. We have enough room for a 4 hour higher low. Yesterday's low, 15057, becomes the key level for today. NASDAQ is healthy, y'all. It's super healthy. We have enough room for a daily higher low. Now let's put in this 4 hour higher low sooner than later. And I should have led with the dollar. We had European data come out last night, and that weakened some foreign currencies, and it strengthened the dollar. I don't know about y'all, but that's one strong chart. Look at that. So strong. Weekly higher high. Daily bull flag confirmed. 4 hour uptrend. Hourly uptrend. Our RSI is 75. It's approaching overbought on the 4 hour. These bulls don't care. And this is fundamentally driven, so RSI does not matter as much. The dollar is strong. Then I woke up, I saw the dollar, and I'm like, oh, wow, gold is going to get just crushed. It didn't. For once, it didn't. I'm still in my gold long. I'm still there. Fingers crossed. Come on. And my oil long yesterday, I got out of that unscathed with $20 profit. And I posted my exits if you're a TCG member. Let's see. So I posted my exits over here. And so you know that I got out green, but overall it didn't work out very well as much as I wanted it to work out, or that I thought it would, looking for the weekly and daily higher low. Okay, back to gold. Gold is bouncing in spite of dollar strength. So that tells me there's some fear out there. People are buying gold and they don't even care that the dollar's going up. It's a hedge. Typically it's used as a hedge, and that looks like that's what they're doing here. So a 4-hour higher low is expected on gold, so you could look for a pullback buy. And what we're attempting to do is nail this monthly higher low, which is really tough to do on smaller time frames. It's tough. And that's why I scale way down. When I'm looking for a monthly higher low, that's more of a shot in the dark. It's not as clear and clean when you go to lower time frames, so I size down. Okay, I'm going to mute this button so I can drink water. Okay, so we went over gold. Oil is weak. Oil, it's all about 78.20 right here, 78.20. If we lose that, look out below. We don't have a lot of support nearby. 78.20 is holding right now. We have a daily double bottom. Did I say that correctly? We have a double bottom on the daily chart, but we are in a daily downtrend now. We're looking for a weekly higher low, but no sign of that being put in. Bounces are for shorting on oil. I'd wait for 5 and 15-minute overbought conditions. Nat gas is bouncing. We have a double bottom with 2524 and 2525 from overnight. We have enough room for hourly higher low now. I don't have a setup for you on nat gas. I need to stop covering it because I get annoyed. Dollar got you in shambles. I'm so sorry. Okay, Apple. Gap rules, y'all. If Apple bulls are able to hold on to yesterday's high as support and turn that price action, that is a long signal. You put your stop below yesterday's high. That is a long signal. That is good for the market if Apple could maintain its relative strength. Amazon. Amazon is safely tucked inside of yesterday's range. It's in a do-nothing pattern. I'm writing that down. I am so writing this down. It's in a do-nothing pattern. It is in the middle of a range, and I can't do anything with it in the middle of this range. As Dan likes to say, we're always approaching a chart. Do we want to be... And there's always a conservative and an aggressive approach for bulls and a conservative and aggressive approach for bears. And we pick which one of those strategies based on the most likely scenario and where we are in the chart. And just a reminder, we use the left side of the chart. We are historians. We use the left side of the chart to help align probabilities of what the more likely scenario is on the right. And I'm trying to think, like, if you were playing Pittsburgh Steelers and you were doing defense when Roethlisberger was the starting quarterback, I mean, the dude's not going to run. So you're going to pull people off the line and you're going to maintain deep coverage because he throws the ball. He doesn't run the ball. So you're not going to play that defense. And that's exactly how we approach trading. We look at a ticker. We know what its most likely scenario is. We've analyzed its past behavior and we bring the right defense or offense to the chart saying, okay, this is the past behavior and here's the more likely scenario. Right now, Amazon's stuck right in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you. That's the Frankie and Grace theme song. And you're like, what the heck? Okay, so we're holding yesterday's low right now in pre-market on Nvidia. I am still anticipating some pretty volatile moves on Nvidia today as we await earnings after hours. If you were up... $56 since the last earnings. Let's say you bought it right before the last earnings and you're up 56%. Would you trim a little before earnings? I would. Even though I think the CEO and CFO are great, I would still trim a bit. And so there's not a lot I can tell you on Nvidia. We have earnings after hours. That makes the premiums on the options almost unplayable. So you can't play that unless you're, I mean, it'll be tough. You're going to want to play commons and you're going to want to, we have a lot going on fundamentally with earnings after hours. It's just going to be a tough read. So then I ignore Nvidia for the day for myself as far as trading, but I watch it to help for market close. Nvidia and Tesla have been major drivers for the market the last 2 days, and that could continue, that narrative. All right. Tesla had some bearish news. If bulls are unable to push it into yesterday's range, if we push up into 229.55, and I would say 230, if we push up into 230 and are unable to have follow through, that is a top fish bear signal for me to look for a top fish in Tesla. If the market's heavy, I'm going to stay away from. If the market's not heavy and bullish, I'm going to stay away from Tesla. Tesla's not the trade. I want to trade bullish today. So just from those 4 charts, let's make it simple. Market strong, Apple. Market weak, I'm going to look to short Tesla. So right then, I just picked of our 4 names, our Wheel of Fortune letters, RSTN, RSTLNE from Wheel of Fortune. Our 4 Wheel of Fortune names we go over every day: Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla. Of those 4, I already have trade setups on 2 of them, depending on what the market's doing. Again, so I'm a coach, and I'm going to look and say, okay, what's the market throwing at me, zone or man to man? And I'm going to choose my setup based on what's actually happening once the market opens. Steelers wheel ban. I didn't know who was saying that. How would you hedge an equity position in Nvidia with an option? Caesar, that's a tough one. You're going to be, if you buy options, you're basically you're paying up so much for premium. I would sell out of the money calls, I think, because that has a higher probability of getting a premium crush. It's just tough. So first of all, what's bothering me and why I'm pausing is you said large equity position. So first of all, I wouldn't carry a large equity position into earnings. It would just be very hard for me to mentally do that because it's such a coin flip. So I would trim a little, and then I would look to sell out of the money calls, because if you buy puts out of the money, you have a high likelihood of those getting crushed. I mean, you could nail it too and offset a big loss. So it's just a hard position to be in. Affirm. Yesterday's low is 1416. This chart is hideous. Absolutely hideous. Look at yesterday's candle. Is that a bearish engulfing? Yep, the whole body eclipsed. So I'm looking to see if the body eclipsed yesterday's price action, or was it part wick involved. If it's part wick involved, it's just an outside bar, but in this case, it's a bearish engulfing candle. So I'm looking for confirmation on that today. They have earnings tomorrow, so I would just be looking to straight up short commons. I would not trade options on this because of earnings this week. So on a loss, if the market's heavy and we lose 14.16, that would be a short signal. Oh, got you, Caesar. Gotcha. Understood. You do you, boo. No one, that's why I got into trading. No one is going to make better decisions for you and your investing long-term book than you. I think it's difficult, and I don't like giving my power away like that, because I did that for way too many years and got taken advantage of in various ways. So that's why I got into trading, is because my long-term investing account was being wrecked by my investment advisor wanting to get REIT commissions at 12%. Okay, AMD, I don't know that I have a setup for you on this. I just want to show you. This thing is poised for some destruction. AMD has a pretty big squeeze on it, and we had a bearish engulfing candle yesterday. If I had to pick a direction, I would say bearish on AMD, but it'll likely strongly depend on Nvidia. So I don't know do I want to do this? Let me look it up real quick. So what I was thinking was maybe a strangle. And I don't normally like strangle plays, but I think it could possibly work on AMD based on Nvidia earnings. And the reason I like to find a correlated name, because I don't want to pay up in premium. So AMD is positioned for a big move. This will be interesting to see how this happens, how this develops. If anything, I'd be most likely playing it bearish. I just wanted to show you that squeeze. BA, we're looking for a daily lower high. And this looks like rising wedge behavior to me. I like a top fish of yesterday's high. So BA short, PayPal. So let's just get this out of the way. 1, 2, 3. All 6 I like short. Affirm, AMD, BA, PayPal, SMCI, and ZS. I added AMD and SMCI pretty late in the game, so I don't have those in my notes, TCG members, but just know that I like them short. BA, looking for a top fish against yesterday's high. PayPal. Okay, PayPal is getting through the high of yesterday, so that's not a short for me. I wait for it to sit down. So if it were to re-enter yesterday's range of 61.32, if we were to re-enter and then retest it here, that would be a top fish opportunity. If we continue this gap up and go, then I just leave it alone. SMCI, I like a top fish of yesterday's high. Look at that daily chart. That's ugly. Super ugly. We're looking for a daily lower high. I like a top fish against yesterday's high. Above yesterday's high, I'm wrong. I missed Bitcoin. Yeah, 12%. That's if your financial advisor puts any of your IRA or your long-term investment in REITs, REIT, the real estate investment trust, there is a huge hefty expense to manage those, and they get big commissions. And when I found that out, I also found out that my financial advisor was not certified. She had no formal education in finance, and I was sitting there with an MBA and letting her run my account into the ground. So that's why I'm in trading. Bitcoin. I missed it, but I don't know if I missed anything because this is terrible. We've got a high compression squeeze building again on, okay, I can't draw. We've got a high compression squeeze building on Bitcoin again. So weekly, we held 24,750. We're still looking for a weekly higher low, but hell, y'all, I was saying that back at the beginning of July. Sorry for the curse word. I was saying that way back in July, and we're still looking for the weekly higher low. This thing is a mess, an absolute mess. Bounces are for shorting until the bulls show the whites of their eyes, and they haven't. I mean, I would look for a potential long against 25,350 for a scalp, but overall, this positioning favors the bears. Ethereum, same thing, favors the bears. Let me mute and drink water real quick. Yeah, the squeeze indicators on Thinkorswim. John Carter developed it, and he has a relationship with Thinkorswim, so you just have the plain TTM squeeze, not the TTM squeeze pro. UPS for Rob. Nice EQ. RSI below 50. Weekly's rough. Oof. Eesh. I would look for first hourly overbought to look for a short on UPS. That is ugly. You've sold out the money call spreads. That makes sense. That's why I was suggesting selling out the money calls, because I do think that's probably a better risk to reward than trying to take this long. But who knows? They're the godfather of AI. Hello, hello. Yeah, hedging with AMD would be cheaper. Yep. NVAX had a short squeeze yesterday. We're opening up inside yesterday's range. This may be a temporary top. And I noticed this head and shoulders pattern in RSI this morning. Last one. Ooh. Ooh. Look at this squeeze. Lord have mercy. That was a big old squeeze back there. I guess you could look for a long against 248.63. Weekly could be a bull flag. Getting super tight. This is kind of choppy. It doesn't look like a lot of fun to trade. Maybe it is. All right. Thank y'all so much for being here. TCG members, I'll have these notes over to you in a second. And I have one more thing I'm going to leave y'all with. I typed all this out and I didn't even cover it. I gave y'all a list yesterday and y'all really liked that. So let me give you another list. Hit the like button before I give you the list. Hit the like button. Why do traders fail? They fail because they're not obsessed. I don't know what you're talking about, Karsten. So why do traders fail? They're not obsessed. They don't put in the work. They lack imagination. Where could the chart go on the right side? We lack imagination. They're terrible losers. If you are a terrible loser, I can tell you, you're going to have a hard time succeeding at trading. They don't offset their natural tendencies with adaptive behavior and techniques. And what I mean by that is, if you're an easily distracted person and you're in a trade, you need to turn off the TV. You need to turn off YouTube. You need to turn off all other sounds. And you could put brown noise in the background or a white noise in the background. That is a way to put a guardrail up on you getting distracted. You have to say, okay, here are my tendencies and my strengths. Here are my weaknesses. How am I going to offset my weaknesses? They fail to visualize the right side of the chart. We have to visualize the right side of the chart and all possible outcomes. They don't have a clearly defined edge. They haven't back tested it, and they don't journal or reflect. Those are reasons why traders fail. So avoid those things so you don't fail. And if you're a newer trader and you're losing money, stop paying the ridiculous tuition of sacrificing your hard-earned money to learn trading. Get in the simulator. Learn, define your edge clearly in the simulator, then come out of the simulator and go back to real money. All right, that's it for today. Hit the like button. And give me a follow on Twitter if you can, at ChartGalLori, and use stop losses.